What's going on, everybody, and what's going on, folks? My name is David, and I'm your legendary, ooh, your legendary host of this legendary podcast, the Deconstructing Topic Podcast, where we grab a topic and we just like, we just deconstruct it. And today we got a good one. Today we got some, trying to motivate my peoples out there that you guys are listening, whether it's you're listening or you're watching over here on the YouTube or whatever the video services or wherever you listen to, because I'm all over the place. I have no preference of where you can listen to me or where you can watch me. But you know what? If you want to continue watching me, please subscribe here to the YouTubes and to other video platform. I'm also on an independent platform. Shout out to T-Juice TV, where we're making it happen. We got so much going on to talk about in a time that, hey, listen, if you're here in the United States, you already know many parts of the region here of the United States. We got that 4 seasons, and spring is actually about to finish, and then we got summer. So I said, you know what? Wherever, don't matter, wherever part of this world you are, that you know that there's going to be a new month or new time or whatever the case might be. Sometimes we kind of want to hit that reset button, and we got to hit that reset button because sometimes we get overwhelmed. We get a little bit flustered, and when we do, we tend to be like, what the hell is going on? So in this podcast, we kind of like want to steer you up, and please feel free to share. Wherever you are, in your car, house, beach, wherever you're doing that thing. Once again, subscribe, follow, whatever it is, hit the like, comment. Hit the like and then comment if after this conversation and you're going to feel like, damn, David, okay. Well, okay, I get it, but I need some guidelines. And today I'm going to help my peoples out there because once we hit the reset button, sometimes I take it back. I'm not going to say it's easy, but sometimes there are aspects of life that we need to kind of like hit the reset button, but we don't know where to start. So over here on my screen, we have something where one of the things that I always have believed, that when we want to hit the reset button in certain aspect of life, whether it's, how can I say, whether it's your profession or your job, your family, financial, a couple of things there with family, friendship, whatever relationship, sometimes we just be like, I don't even know where to start, but I know I need to make a change. And here we're not necessarily talking about changes in itself, because a lot of times we can't make changes real quick. But we need some certain guidelines, and I'm going to start with a vision. Because a lot of times when we don't visualize what exactly that we want to do once we hit the reset button. And I'll tell you this story real quick. A couple of weeks ago, there was so much going on personally, professionally, future, past, present, all that good stuff, all that, how can I say, un caldero ahí de todo. A nice stew, a nice pot right there with all the ingredients that you could put there. And I was not feeling overwhelmed, but it was just something that hit me. And it was just a reminder, like, David, now I got a little kind of voice in my head. Now it's not just David, it's Deconstructing Topic Podcast, the Deconstructor. Hey, my boy, what's going on? And I kind of reminded myself of something that I visualized when I was a young puppy. And I'm going to say a young puppy, a young wolf. Oh, let's go. Let's make it happen. And you have to ask yourself. And even to this day, it doesn't matter what age you are, what kind of life you truly want. Because we're going to measure life as in, hey, listen, what we did last year, what we did a year ago, what are we going to do a year ago? And you can't think like, hey, listen, it's not what others expect from you. Because a lot of times we put pressure because we think that there's people that expect something. I say, no, it's not what they expect from you. It's and it's not what society said. But what feels kind of meaningful to you. And then, I'm hoping that, you could be able to visualize that. I'll most likely put it in my description so you could print it out, put it in your vision board and all that good stuff. Because I ain't trying to discriminate on anybody on where you put your stuff. I know somebody that put their stuff on the wall, and I'm like, what is it, you paint? I'm just saying. And when I mean by wall, they don't put stickers or anything like that. They just like to write on the wall. I'm like, oh, I guess that's a habit. That's something that we're going to talk about. But, I'm not here to shame on anybody on how you do it. But you have to have a vision, like a kind of like a destination on your head, like a map. You have to know where you're going. You have to know where that step is at. You just can't be like, you know what I'm saying? I just want people to just take a moment. And as you listen to this beautiful episode of the Deconstructing Topic Podcast, that host, just take a moment and picture what exactly you want. And then from there, once you set like a roadmap to where, then right there. So we're going to start with vision. Always have that vision thing going on. Another thing too, and this applies to me, and it applies to many people, that what exactly is our core values? What exactly it is that make us? And that's one thing that I always have said. Sometimes we don't have certain core values because we don't know, we don't know what exactly it is. I'm one to say that I love freedom. I love to be able to think on my own, to do things on my own. Hey, I love my job too. But there's certain freedom that wants to feel, and I think that many of us, for those there that have family, you're committed to something, your job, whatever it is, I know that freedom tends to become a little bit difficult, but you have to have a sense of what you can do, because you can't always limit yourself. I know that there's that saying that sometimes in life, and it happens to me, that sometimes it feels as if life has sacrificed you for the better of others, and I'm like, no, that could happen, and it is true. And there's been people that have been that. But it doesn't mean that you can't grow. Doesn't mean that you can't create. That doesn't mean that you can't be stable. Your values, it's like a little, in your head, it's like a little compass. What do you cherish the most? Think about it. Just write down what you cherish the most. What are those things that I could just plug in this map that I got in my head? Again, whether it's freedom, family, creativity. Hey, listen, that's why I got a podcast, because I'm a creative person. And I want to share my creativity with other people. So once that your life matches your value, you're going to start to fulfill, okay. And look, I want people, I want to tell people everything in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes storytelling, we could all feed off each other from what we learn from certain things, But one thing I always going to say is this. You're going to see and you're going to follow that there's the vision, there's something I want to do, and I put myself that, you know what? Perhaps not on this birthday, on my next birthday. And hey, listen, I know that birthday becomes a self thing, but sometimes you want to put a little kind of stick, like a checkpoint. We're definitely going to make it. And we're definitely going to make it happen. And when you don't, and trust me, when you don't have those things, it's going to feel like, if you don't have those core values, you're probably going to be feel off, and then steer away from that path. And that's why I'm very, very adamant. And I started to do this. Set some short and long-term plan. Again, go to the board. If there's one thing that happened to me, I was doing, I'll share some stuff, in my life. I was doing my little budget going on. Hey, listen, it's always good to budgetize and, so on and so forth. Because on the short and long term, hey, listen, I got a job that, hey, when I retire, I'm going to have some money, I'm going to have some pension, I'm going to have this. But we can't go out there in retirement without not having a sense of what you need to do or what you should do. So I kind of felt like I work better if I do somewhat of a bigger plan, and I did a like kind of like a budget. Okay, this is the budget. This is my pay. This is my budget for the whole month of June. Yeah, June is around the corner. Ooh, my goodness, summer. And I kind of said to myself, wow, it's different because a lot of people do the weekly thing. Hey, listen, there's a lot of people that do the a little short term on a daily basis, on per hour. That's why they have those what they call those things, planners, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But short term, long term, you have to set those goals. What can you do? You want to work out 3 times a week? Do you want to start saving money? Do you, one of the things that I kind of started doing is that when I go shopping, whether it's groceries, whatever, I keep the receipts. Now I compare to what it is. Should I have bought that? It's the needs and the wants. You know what I mean? But once that you have your clear goals, turn those goals into a direction somewhere. Boom, boom, boom. Because that's all he needs. It's that direction. And sadly, a lot of us lack that. But once that we got that direction, once we have those goals, trust me, it's going to help you so much. Write it down. Set some goals, short term and long term. One of the things that I also mentioned on this one is that create an action plan. And that's the thing, is that, okay, you got the goals. You might say, David, what's the difference between goals and create an action plan? The key word is action. One thing is to say, I want to work 3 days a week. The action would be, okay, let's start so that I can know exactly how to perform. What are you going to do? When will you do it? How often? You understand? If you don't create goals, they just become like, oh, well, I wish I did this. I wish I did that, did this. And then we start to procrastinate. I mentioned on one of my podcasts, it takes 1%. 1%. Start doing something 1%. If you know that you're doing something wrong, and I'll be guilty of something. Can I? I'll be guilty of something. I enjoy networking, going to places, restaurants, new places. And I look at that menu and I see, it's a beer that I never tasted. And then from 1 beer goes to 2 and to 3. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Hey, I enjoy some of the adult beverage, but you get what you get what I'm saying here. So I said, next time, instead of 3, let's go with 2. But again, it sometimes that's why a lot of people tend to, like, when it comes to action, they stop because they think that you have to accomplish something like right away. You don't. Just little steps. Start at 1%. Take 1% of something and put 1% of this. Then 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and then so on and so forth. Small steps. And you're going to see, once you start doing this constantly, ooh, empowerment, yes. Another thing too here. Folks, I hope that you're enjoying this. Once again, hit the like button. It means a lot. It kind of, I always tell people, if you're listening, it doesn't hurt to hit the like button. I don't know where you're listening to, but go get on your laptop, wherever you listen to, hit the like, because it helps the algorithm. Because we want people like Deconstructing. We want Deconstructing to be all over the place. And that is why we need to build habits and routine. Hey, one of the habits that I want people to build is hitting that like button. Comment and sharing. Hey, listen, sharing is caring. But when real change happens in life, habits. We are creatures of habits. And we got to create habits, good ones. I know live people, and I kind of have tried to master this, and I'm pretty sure I will. That there's a lot of people that they rely on motivation. They want to wake up and say, oh man, I need some music. I need something inspiring. I need something this. And sometimes I would say, is this. The other day, something happened, and I said to myself, sometimes we don't need to necessarily get a wake up call in order to wake up. Whether it's something that happened drastically, we don't have to wake up to that. Just start something, a morning planning, start a routine, daily exercise, read something, learn more. You're listening to my podcast. By you subscribing and sharing it, you're going to learn a lot more. And once you become consistent, you build that habit, it's going to become routine. Trust me. Because why is it that we have habits? We are humans. But why is it we so come to the bad habits and not the good ones? Complacency, right? We think that good habits hurt. We think that good habits cost money. We think that good habits are going to, change your life to go against what you are. No. Good habits build habits. Now, I'm going to say good habits because if you're listening to this and you're not necessarily happy, or you think that you want to make changes and you're listening to this podcast, this episode, then, hey, build those habits, those routines. Let's make it happen. I know we can. Okay, I apologize here for a little silence. One of the things is that track progress regularly. And people are going to be like, it's just saying. No, get someone to help you. But track progress, because you can't improve if you don't know what exactly you track. I mean, if you're going to the gym, or even if you're not going to the gym, because again, I go back to habits and routine. Because for some reason, the gym and course and this and that. Trust me, a lot of people out there that are going to listen to this episode, they do tend to have a little extra time that they don't know what to do. Oh, but they probably rather get a little bit drunk. They probably want to go shopping and splurge and do some crazy stuff and not be happy. So track your progress, whether it's you're exercising, whether you're learning something, whether the other day at work we had a meeting. And there was a word that came up. For some reason, I'm trying to remember the word. I think it was omen. And that's one of those things that if people are really interested in learning, grab a word that you learned today. Grab something. Track your progress. If my vocabulary has 5,000 words, by next week I want to learn a couple so that I can have 5,002. I'm just saying, what is it that you're working? What's working? What's not? Are you moving forward? How you feel? Sometimes you got to ask yourself how you feel. You always got to keep yourself aware and be accountable for what you do. Because track your progress, I'm telling you. And once you track your progress, you're going to be doing good and you're going to be excellent. As I'm moving here, and keep in mind is this, I'm looking at you. But I got like a little screen here. So I got to kind of scroll into making sure that, everything is working. And that's how I track my progress there. I'm over here, moving in certain parts. But once again, I'm trying to be accountable and keep yourself aware. And that's why I'm always kind of wondering. You're like, wait, looking around because I'm aware and I'm tracking everything. But I'm just saying sometimes in life when we do have plans, keep in mind, just track your progress. If you feel like something is not working, just make it a little adjustment and improve here. Because that's the key. Because look, we're always going to hear this. Life isn't perfect. And your plan doesn't. You know what I mean? Nobody's saying that this is the all be just like me when I'm about to hit the reset button in June. I'm not chasing perfection. I'm not trying to be perfect. Is the pursuit of perfection drives me? Absolutely. Do I want to be perfect? No. Is my plan going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Because, you got the bad habits, the routine, you got life, you got all this. And one of the things that I always want to say is this. Is that if you don't know, just change your approach and you'll be like, hey, listen, let me try something different. Let me do something different. Be flexible. Be as flexible as you can. Sometimes we got those, hey, I'm going to do 3. I work out. I go to the gym 4 days a week. Can I do 5? Absolutely. Can I do 3? Absolutely. Am I going to be happy? Absolutely. Am I going to be doing 2? Absolutely. Am I going to be happy? Yes. Because I adjust that. Because sometimes, hey, listen, in the spring, I got, congested and I got sick. And then you go back to the gym on your routine or whatever it is, and then guess what? I didn't feel a certain way. I'm like, okay. So sometimes you gotta be flexible. And one of the things that when in the world of progress, like we know that it's not a line. We know that process is just the learning and adapting and making those little adjustments. Because one thing I've noticed with people that they deviate from their goals and their vision and all that is that when something happens unexpectedly, they think, oh man, that's life. It is life. Like I always tell people, 9 out of 10 things in life is going to be bad. It's that one thing that you do good that's going to kind of topple and make you feel that you're doing something incredibly good. So that's what's going on with that situation. And once that you feel like achieve and reflect, when you accomplish something in this, how can I say, mission that we in? I say we, because it is me, the Deconstructing Topic Podcast legend. Ooh, and it is you, the audience that's listening, my family, that's taking time to listen. It's that when you do, let's say, a weekly thing, take time to reflect and you be like, what did I achieve? Because I always have said it's this. And one of my sisters in a podcast partner in crime, if you will, shout out to Nisi on Filter Show, that we had a episode about New Year's. And she always said that New Year's resolution is one of the most overrated, and I believe so. And I'm with her. And why? Because we spend so much time thinking what we didn't do instead of thinking what we achieved. Again, 9 out of 10 times in life, it's going to throw you off, but it's just that one thing. What did you achieve? Reflect on it. Perhaps, we could celebrate it. You know what? It's like me. I'll give an example. And next week I'll probably go to the gym 4 or 5 days, work on some new routine, whatever. What I might celebrate? Not by having 3 beers, not by having 2 beers. I'm just going to have 1. Because now I'm eliminating that. I'm celebrating my win. Hey, yeah, let's go. Woo! But I'm just saying, I don't need to buy a beer. But you get what I'm saying. And sometimes it doesn't mean that we're going to stop doing what we're doing. We could celebrate something. We could do something. Just do something. And always take that time to reflect. And you'll be like, once you reflect, you'll be like, okay. And ask yourself this question, what did I learn? That is one thing. And at work, and I still do this. Sometimes I when I'm talking to one of my colleagues or anybody in life, but when I'm talking to one of my colleagues, whether it's something outside of work or in work, because my mind is always, my juices is always flowing. Whether you're younger than me, my age, or older than me, I always said to people, you're learning a lot. You're learning a lot. And don't forget this, what did you learn? Right? What did you learn? That's the question that a lot of people tend not to ask. Because as I'm helping you here set up a little gold mine of a plan here, regardless of whatever, you catch yourself a lot of times doing the same thing. It's because you don't ask yourself, what did I learn? Every aspect of your life, it's a learning curve. Whether you didn't learn, whether whatever came out of it, you just gotta reflect and just turn them into something positive. Things, you're smarter if If you made a mistake before and you said, damn, I got to learn from this, then you know what? It's not that I got to learn from this. I already learned something. So turn that into a wisdom. So once again, here's my thing. Keep this in mind. It's your vision, your values, your goals, your actions, your habits, track, adjust, reflect. Keep in mind, it's like a cycle. Keep those things in mind. Vision, values, goals, action, habits, track, adjust, reflect. Make it happen. It's a cycle. That's another thing too. I tell people, I move my hands a lot because I'm very animated. I'm very passionate about helping you and helping myself, because together we can. And if it's something that you want to talk about, if you perhaps want to make an adjustment into that plan, by all means. But let's go stronger. Let's go clear. Let's go more intentional about things. And just remember, life. Life is to say, listen, I'm one to say that life is short. It doesn't happen by accident. I've been there, done that. Survive a car accident, survive this, survive that. Because it's something in life that now once you understand that you're here, you're alive, design it. It's up to you. It's something that you have to design. So once again, it's your boy, the Deconstructing Topic Podcast. The legendary that's listening, talking here. Vision, values, goals, action, habits, track, adjust, reflect. It's all in the screen. Let's go. I'm sorry. Vision, values. There you go. Goals, action, habits, track, adjust, achieve, and reflect. We all here. If you need a copy of this, let me know. Hit me up. Email me. My information. It's all will be in the description. Once again, I'm glad that I did not get a big screen. Maybe I should get a big screen. So I like that. I won't have to be looking at the screen because I am networking at the same time. But you know what? We definitely make it happen. My attention is all to you because I love you all. Once again, thanks for listening. And I'll see you in the next episode. It's your boy, Deconstructing Topic Podcast. Let's make it happen. I'm out. Peace.